Welcome to the Death Sticks and Bricks podcast.
Wondering what other Lego things you should collect right now? We have the answers. Tune in now. This is
The Death Sticks and Bricks podcast.
Other themes to collect besides Lego Star Wars. Most people who are Lego Star Wars collectors only do Lego Star Wars, but really, there's tons of other great themes. And this all came about because I recently purchased Rivendell, which I think is the greatest Lego set ever made. What do you think about that
I
statement?
second that. I think, Nick, you're currently building it at the moment. The color scheme's on point. The figures are amazing. It just looks incredible, and it's big too. You know, I love how large it is.
Like, I just built the first left section of it, and it's massive. It looks amazing. The detail, like, I was thinking I'd want a house design like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, what other set comes close? Like, we also have the Master Builder Cantina, which is a super great set. And the Cantina's cool. It just looks dwarfed when next to Rivendell. It just looks.
It does look
miniature.
Also, the Cantina is just all tan, so it doesn't like the Rivendell pops out because there's all these different, like pastel kind of colors that pop. I love that little fern piece. That's new to that set. Is it the first time you've ever used it?
It is.
It is?
The fern piece was created for this set.
Really? Are they gonna? I wonder in the future.
I think it came in.
Endor?
It might have come in the Endor Spike Chase.
Oh, I'm pretty sure too. Yeah.
I'll look it up. Okay, but getting back to the point, we're talking about other Lego themes to collect.
Yes.
And so I think we should start out with what we're already on the path of
Lord of the Rings
and The Hobbit.
Yeah, I think for me at least, I think a CMF, a collectible minifigure series, would be the dream for Lord of the Rings figs. I think having those elvish warriors with their headgear that'd be the greatest. I mean, it'd be one of the best figs of all time. I think.
but what about things that actually exist? Right? Because I'd love to have $1 million tomorrow, but that's not going to happen. They're probably not going to have a Lord of the Rings CMF. What could you collect in Lord of the Rings right now? Okay, so first,
you got affordability. You don't want to buy. You don't want to go.
Okay, well, let's say affordability. You're kind of screwed in Lord of the Rings because everything's old, so you're going to pay a premium, and the only current set is Rivendell, which is a fortune. Also, I just confirmed. The diorama has the fern piece as well.
Yeah, they just look amazing. Look at
super
the other
good
little piece too. There's a lot of little good pieces in there.
Okay, but in collecting Lord of the Rings is not for. There's no affordability in collecting Lord of the Rings. But people who collect Legos not really looking for something affordable. They're looking for something cool.
And you'll pay out for quality.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the definition of Lego. That's all you do in Legos. You pay out for quality.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings has incredibly good figures. If you're looking at the Rohan Knights.
Those are top tier. I love when you take off. Yeah, you get a picture up of them. I mean, Aragorn's one of my favorite. I think Aragorn looks incredible. Aragorn, yeah. How many of them have side leg printing, Nick? Do any of them?
I don't know.
No?
I think side leg printing's overrated.
You think it's too much?
It doesn't really add anything to me. It's cool, but
Well, how often do you really? I mean, I like it actually. I don't think you need it at all, but I like it a lot. What about? How do you like toe printing?
it's cool.
It looks kind of weird though,
I just
doesn't
think I would rather. It does look weird sometimes.
it? Like it's too much. I think.
Dual
Dual molded legs though, I think are a must. Dual molded legs always look amazing.
Yeah, they look good a lot.
Dual molded arms.
They're not necessary. I just think really quality torso printings, face printings, helmet printings, and like leg printing is all you need. The other stuff isn't like make a figure. Just because a figure has side leg printing doesn't make it a cool figure.
For sure.
Like who's the king's name of Gondor? With that one fig with all the really good printing on his armor there.
Let me see. King Theoden.
Theoden, not Theoden.
Okay, well, I'm looking
Theoden.
at this figure right now. He has incredibly good helmet printing. His armor's printed great. The Lord of the Rings figures are extremely detailed.
Yeah.
Another one that's great. All of the Urgles, or no, that's different. Orcs. All the orcs look really good, which we have a couple of.
Also the Urkai, those Urkai warriors.
With the handprint
With
one,
the hand.
look really good. The issue with Lord of the Rings is price, right? What do you think King Theoden costs? Cheapest,
35.
cheapest to buy in
Nope.
the U.S. cheapest to buy in the U.S. on Bricklink right now. 56.
And that's not even brand. I mean, used too.
So, Lord of the Rings is one of the cool. So I would say Lord of the Rings is one of the coolest other categories to collect. Right? You have the what's his name?
Thornandule.
Order is like the Elf King guy is super cool.
Oh my gosh. That's a custom mold just for him.
Mm-hmm. Like, but there's
Look on the set he comes in though. It's probably a playset.
it is.
Yeah, just a stupid playset. That's an issue with Lord of the Rings set. Like those older Lord of the Rings sets. A lot of them, they're just all playsets.
Yeah, the really only. If I'm looking at the old sets, the Tower of Orthanc
Yeah. Or
It's cool.
Orthanic or
looks good. Is nice and displayable.
but it's not
No,
It's
it looks
not
really
big at
good.
all. It's not that big. How big
It was
is
a
it?
$200 set. It's cool. It's big.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And then Battle of Helm's Deep looks good. It's a little small.
it's a little small. Gotta make it bigger. But you're never gonna make it even close to scale at all.
Yeah,
You can make it a little bigger though.
but the figs are so cool. Okay, so out of 10, what would you give Hobbit, like Lord of the Rings, as something to collect for someone?
Am I taking price into
Yeah,
consideration?
price in consideration. Are the builds good?
Like an 8 at least.
I think,
At least.
yeah. In terms of, well, let's rank categories. Coolness. What would you give the Lord of
10.
the Rings?
9.
Okay.
No. 10
The
means
issue is
you
that
can't go
there's
higher.
really
I'll go
only-
I'll go 9 because I think Star Wars just has the potential to be even cooler.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give it a 9. What about you?
Coolness, I'll give it a 9 as well.
Price.
Price, 3.
0. Yeah,
If
1.
you want, like, I guess, if you really want to be price set, so how could you be price sensitive? There's things called Dimensions. It was a subset of like a game or something where there's cheaper Lord of the Rings Dimensions figures. So for pretty affordable, you could get like maybe $15 a fig, or actually under that. Like you could buy Gandalf, Gimli, Aragorn, and Legolas for probably about under $60 if you want to budget collect Lord of the Rings, which is the main guys you kind of want. I think there might be a cheap Frodo or so you can always do that. But the overall theme is expensive.
Yeah. And I think after you get the main characters, you're never going to want to stop there. You're going to want to get an elf army going.
Mhm.
And those guys are expensive. You want to get some orcs, you know?
You don't want just one rider of like Rohan.
No, you want at least like 10, right?
Or at least 4 or 5, like a considerable amount.
Isn't it kind of the same situation as a clone
It's the same
army?
as a clone. One clone alone isn't very cool, but when you have 10, they look so much better together.
Yeah. You ever see those you've seen that one YouTube video of all those Lord of the Rings
Mm-hmm. Some guys have
Rohan
crazy
soldiers,
collections.
and they're all the horses, like hundreds.
Okay,
Wow.
so I think this brings us to another pivot. You know, you're talking about you don't really just want to stop at the main characters. You want to get the whole thing. I think this is where Harry Potter presents a great opportunity to collect. Recently, on our Instagram, we just shared a picture of my recent Harry Potter fig collection. Every fig was under $5 we bought. and it's because of the 2 CMF lines they've released. Right? So there's a Harry Potter. Luke, grab him. Take a look at him. He's right there. He has, for those who love it, side leg printing, toe printing, all the printing you want. On the
Does he have
jeans, he has slight printing. It's so detailed.
Oh my gosh, he does have side.
And they're
printing.
jeans. Jeans
It's
are
just a little bit. It's just like a little stitching.
Jeans are something that you really normally would never see. Like, you don't need this stitching.
No, you just.
And so for people who are really into detailed collecting, that fig's great. But what's great too is it's really affordable. I think he was $3.
That is incredibly cheap. Man, yeah, it's just a great figure overall. Looks accurate. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just amazing. You think they'll ever do a CMF for any of the more popular themes?
I don't know. But let's focus on what else Harry Potter has to offer.
Uh,
Harry Potter, you can collect. I can't think of a figure that you would want them to make that they haven't made. Think of a figure.
There's not that many. Yeah.
Who do you want in Harry Potter? Okay, you want Ron, Harry, Hermione. They've made 1 million, and they made tons of good ones. They've made a CMF of all 3 that are old, right? The CMF Ron has leg printing, arm printing. He looks incredible. You can see him right there. They've made a Hermione CMF. Looks good. There's lots of good Hermiones. Okay, let's think of close friends. You can get Ginny. They have a CMF for her that looks really good. Neville, a great character. Recently they came out with a great Neville fig from Deathly Hallows where he even has the mud stains. Okay, other figs, Luna, multiple CMFs of her that look great. And then if you jump, and then 2, Fred and George, CMFs of them that are really good looking. Also, they've come in other sets like their Joke Shop that look great. Then you could jump into the adults, like who's Harry's role models are. And starts with Sirius, great figure for cheap. Lupin, great figure for cheap. His parents, both are in a CMF line that look phenomenal.
For sure. Yeah.
And then you go to more the old, like Dumbledore, tons of great figures. The CMF of Dumbledore is unreal looking. McGonagall, lots of good figs. And keep in mind, all these figs are affordable. Mad-Eye Moody.
What about Longbottom? Is he cheap too?
Yeah, under 5. Mad-Eye Moody's CMF has dual molded legs that are different for each leg.
Yeah, is that how many other figs have that?
I don't know. I haven't seen one. None in our collection.
Yeah.
And then Kingsley Shacklebolt has an incredible cloth piece. It looks so good.
I mean, look at his little hat. Look at how detailed his hat is.
I just think the cloth piece is so good.
The cloth, everything about him is just amazing.
If they could apply his cloth piece, if they could take that and put it on like a Jedi, and then the cape behind it, you could do so much with what they have.
For sure. Yes.
And that's just the Harry Potter figs. So Harry Potter's one weakness though is a majority of the sets are
Harry, Ron, and Hermione.
also play sets.
Oh man, yeah.
It's just playset central. It's cool that all the sets combine in the castle, but
the castle's miniature.
yeah,
I don't like how small
when you
the castle
deal
is.
with a castle, Hogwarts castle is gigantic. So the only way to really do it justice is to do the micro scale version of it, the $170 version, which is really cool.
I like a micro scale, and then also, I think like what you said, they should do a Rivendell style where you do like the Great Hall. How many? I mean, like a $400 version of the Great Hall, maybe.
A $500 version of the Great Hall and like the surrounding area ish.
And make it real detailed.
Take the concepts of Rivendell and apply it to the Great Hall would be a phenomenal set.
How about like a courtyard battle?
Yeah, that. Well, you could do, because the Great Hall leads to the courtyard. So you could do the Great Hall and the courtyard.
Would you even want to do the courtyard? Can you do both, do you think?
You could do both, because the courtyard wouldn't be that expensive because it's open. So you could do the sides of it, and then it would have you would be able to have scale for not that much money.
That'd be really nice.
It'd be really good looking.
Yeah. That'd be really neat.
So, so that, I guess Harry Potter's downside is that really it's good to collect figs, but for the actual sets, they're kind of play-setty.
Yeah. I mean, there's some really good ones. Like, the miniature scale, Hogwarts, The Diagon Alley.
The Diagon Alley set's very cool.
I really like that set. We just looked it over at it a few hours ago, and yeah, it's really good, really detailed too. I really like that set.
It's really good.
$500 is a little pricey though.
Like, I think it's $450.
Is it $450?
$450.
That's still pretty expensive
Mm-hmm.
for Diagon Alley. Is it? I mean, if you have the money
What-
for it.
But the issue comes to as well. Okay, so like in the set you get figures and you get the build. Let's say you're already collecting some Harry Potter.
You're
Okay,
just getting
well-
duplicates.
Let's see. I'll pull up exactly what comes in the set. Because the issue is that, right? Like, okay, like, do I want 15 Harry Potters?
If you're a psychopath, yeah.
But
You only need like a couple.
yeah,
I'd get one from every movie, but that's even a little crazy too, because
that's
the
7.
first couple are gonna have short legs. Each want one short like little Harry, and then one
Right? Because it comes
or
with
two adult Harrys.
a young Harry, Ron, Hermione, Ginny, Mrs. Weasley, Hagrid, the Malfoys.
Potter.
Like, it's just,
Yeah, Potter.
if you already have those figures, then a lot of the appeal of the set is worn off on you. So,
Yeah, and then you're just getting that build.
like, the
Build's
builds
good,
look
though.
great. It looks really clean. It's really well detailed. It's super cool. But
No, I like the set. What I was just talking about is they should make more 18 plus kind of sets.
yeah. Well, they kind of have with the Gringotts. But what do you know about that Gringotts set for Harry Potter? It's $450 or is it $430? It's in the upper price range. Would you spring for it,
Oh
or
my!
why or why not?
I'd pay $250 for it max.
Yeah, I think that's the issue with a lot of expensive sets.
I think Gringotts isn't to scale either, right?
No.
So it should be way bigger. I wish they split. If they really wanted to do that, they should have split those into two different sets and made them both cheaper.
Mhm.
Made them both $250 to $300.
That's something that Lego Star Wars did really well one time with the Rancor Pit and Jabba's Palace. They split the bottom half. Do you know that set I'm talking about?
You pull it up.
So there's a set. It's maybe from 2013. It's older, but it's Jabba's Palace, and then they also made a Rancor Pit.
And you can
You can
tap it.
combine the two, but they're separate sets, which is good for affordability.
And that's
and
the same underground kind of concept where
Uh-huh.
you could. That's what I was telling you about for Wayne Manor, to have the Bat Cave as a separate add-on to the
Mhm.
Wayne Manor.
We'll get to that when we talk about our next theme. So I think this is a good transition point. So overall, Harry Potter. Would you say Harry Potter is better to collect than Lord of the Rings, or worse?
Value, I mean, it's a whole lot more affordable, but Lord of the Rings figs are so much cooler for me. But
If you're on a budget,
yes,
Harry Potter
budget
is
yes.
better.
If you're not on a budget, I would go Lord of the Rings.
Because I'd take Rivendell over any of the Harry Potter Ultimate sets.
Yes,
So,
the Lord of the Rings figures look better, but they're really expensive.
okay. Well, that's a good transition into our next theme, the superhero theme.
We want
And
to start with DC or Marvel?
Let's talk about DC.
DC. So, I mean, when's the last time they kind of just spam Batman sets?
Mm-hmm.
I really would like them to get more involved in, the other DC heroes and villains, I heard they're making that some Batman animated series sets coming out in a few months with Mr. Freeze, which is pretty cool. But they kind of just stick with Batman and Joker in every single set, which kind
They
of
had
stinks.
the recent line came out, and it was they made the Batwing, which was
With Batman
Batman
and Joker.
Batmobile, Batman
Batman,
Joker,
Joker.
and they made a 4+ set with
Batman and Harley Quinn.
Batman Harley
They had a
Quinn.
little 4+ Batman.
Okay,
They
yeah,
were-
I just
They don't give us any other characters. I'd love to have a Poison Ivy.
a little more
A
Superman,
Bane.
more Justice League
Ra's al
figures.
Ghul. They need to make some Dark Knight trilogy sets.
They really haven't made that many because they made
Tumblr.
the Scarecrow figure doesn't really look like the
It
movie
doesn't look good at all. No, it looks stupid. They need to make. I'd love another Bane because that Bane's like $30.
Okay, but we're talking about stuff to things to collect, not hopes. So, can you collect? Is DC good to collect, or is it not really?
Yes, I believe it is. There's a lot of affordable figures that are really good.
But on a set base right now, what set would you go out and buy?
Oh, I thought you were talking about minifigs.
Well, both. It's collecting is Lego isn't just minifigs. It's
To collect, I still think, yeah. Is that Tumblr still out? Not
Mhm.
the UCS.
no.
That's retired
There's
now.
a UCS tumbler out. That's it.
The UCS Tumblr is huge, and it's only like $250. It's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's worth it.
UCS tumbler's cool, but that's
Ain't-
to me that's the only DC set I would even want.
The Batwing, we have the Batwing. The Batwing's
Yeah.
really cool.
Okay, so 2 sets.
I mean, you also have the 1989 Batmobile, which looks really good too. And then they're releasing a lot more in the summer. I hope those are good, but yeah, there's not a lot going on in the DC department though. So I'd say, I think sets is probably you're better off collecting something else. I think there's a lot cooler sets out there besides the UCS Tumbler. The UCS Tumbler is probably by far the best. I like that the Play Tumbler though that I have.
The play
Yeah.
tumbler's good.
The Play Tumbler because it's like minifig scale, which is pretty cool. But I think the where it really shines is the secondary market purchasing DC minifigs.
Yeah, that's a big advantage. All these themes besides Lord of the Rings have over Lego Star Wars is that cool figures are cheap. For some reason, Lego Star Wars figures are so expensive on the secondary market. All of them.
Yes.
Like you can get for under $5 tons and tons of awesome figures.
We got the Mark 1 for cheap.
No, DC.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so
Zod.
like Zod cheap with armor, which is crazy because it's the only time like they made that thing just for his guys and him. The Zod without armor's cheap. Superman from that movie's cheap. Just tons and tons of cool DC figures for no price.
For sure.
So I would still give it an overall good to collect.
I mean, there's a lot of Jokers you can get too. There's so many good. And there's still like Mr. Freeze and stuff and Bane. That one Bane's pretty expensive though.
There's cheap
Dark
Mr.
Knight.
Freeze. I don't know why you think like Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is.
I like him. He's cool.
Okay. How much do you think I could find one for?
I'm gonna go $18.
I guarantee it's cheaper.
All right.
Okay, right now, ready? Oh, Mr. Freeze, under $5.
Maybe I was thinking about another one. Go on the cool one. It's like a stupid one.
Which one? This one?
I don't like that one. Go above.
Oh, I don't like that one.
Go the one that's above.
This
That one. Yeah.
Okay, 18.
Well, it varies in price. There's some that are expensive. There's some that are cheap.
But if you want one, you can get one for cheap.
Okay.
Look at this one. See?
Sorry, that's kind of stupid. The one that looks cool is worth like $26. So
How about this one?
it's an E. It's all right. I mean, yeah. It's an E. All right. Yeah, I guess you can get them pretty affordable too if you don't
Oh,
want the
wait.
coolest one.
Oh, look how many there are. You're like, they haven't made Mr. Freeze in so long.
Oh, like 90% of the
Ready?
ones they've made
let's
look
just
pretty
count.
stupid.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have never made Mr. Freeze. Oh my gosh! They've
I
made
mean,
7
6 out of the 7 look
for a
stupid.
lame character.
He's
Wasn't
not a lame
been-
character. He's
Wasn't
so
been
cool.
in a movie in 20 years.
And the time he was in a movie, he was stupid. Yeah.
Like, come on.
He's a cool character though.
Actually, he was in the Lego movie and they made the Lego movie one. But still, stop whining.
But overall, what do you think about the theme, Nick?
DC?
Yeah.
Good to collect. Cool.
Minifigs or sets?
Minifigs, sets, poor.
The
really,
sets are all play sets.
sets aren't good unless you're a beloved Batman guy. There's not really anything for you. And still, I don't really like non-minifig scale things. Like I don't need a gigantic tumbler.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
don't want a minifig scale.
yeah.
I
So-
really hope they turn it around with this summer wave of DC sets. But they're not even. I mean, there's just a bunch of Batman sets. Honestly, love to get some more Superman sets and stuff. All right, want to go on to the next theme?
Yeah.
Why don't we go over Marvel?
Marvel. Good. Marvel's a good theme. So right now, if you like Marvel, you are in luck. They are making great sets, all different types. If you like structures, you have the Tower, Avengers Tower to choose from. You have the
Daily Bugle.
Bugle, and you have the Sanctum Sanctorum,
Those are
which are
Pretty
all
killer
really
sets.
cool and serve a different audience.
how many display sets do they have too? They have the Wolverine. They have the Wolverine claw.
Thanos' gauntlet,
The
Iron
gauntlet.
Man's,
The Spider-Man
Gauntlet.
thing.
Spider-Man's head,
Captain
Star-Lord's
America's
head,
shield.
Captain America's shield. So, and then if you like ships, oh, how about the Quinjet? How about
Oh, that's
that
great.
cool ship from Guardians of the Galaxy? That one Guardians of the Galaxy ship that just
The
retired.
rocket ship too that came out.
Rocket ship. Just a good.
They have that Hulkbuster.
If you
thing.
love the Hulkbuster, they have an Ultimate Collector Series of it that's overpriced,
Did
but
you already
still
talk
cool.
about in the Thor's hammer? Did you already say that?
No, Thor's hammer, super cool. Right.
It's absurd how they cheap out on DC, but they just go crazy on Marvel sets.
Maybe because the MCU
Yeah.
they thought, but
Yeah.
if you like Marvel, it is just in the collect.
For sure. How do you feel about the minifig situation though? Because obviously, I think the sets right now to collecting A+.
Good, really good figs, cheap on the secondary market, and lots of them.
Yeah. What have
Lots
we
of
been
them.
getting Marvel wise? We get the
Well,
Mark 1.
The Mark One, you can buy lots of Iron Man suits for pretty,
Spider-Man's dirt cheap.
really, but
Captain
like,
America.
but a really, really good looking Spider-Man
Arm printing.
and dual mode legs. And sometimes arm printing's overrated, but with Spider-Man, it's not because it's like it just looks so much better with him with arm printing.
Yeah.
Like imagine him without dual mode legs, he would look weird, right?
Oh,
Because
for sure.
would you want all red or all blue?
Yeah, you need the dual molded legs. And Captain America, too, just looks incredible. And he's super affordable.
But there's so many different cool Captain Americas too, that are all affordable.
Yeah.
Thor, cool, affordable Thors,
Oh, he looks great. I mean, I love the detail on the face, too, with his eyes.
and even like more niche characters. Like, for example, who's a fan favorite in Star Wars? Who do you like a lot?
Mace?
I was thinking of something like Max Rebo.
Oh! I thought you were going to go Nick Fury, so that's why. Okay, I
Oh.
thought you were going to talk about Nick Fury, that's why I missed that.
Okay,
name.
well,
Yeah, Max Rebo, Coleman Trevor.
yeah, Max Rebo's $100 figure. Right, here's a more niche Marvel figure.
Obadiah?
Yeah. Obadiah is a under $5 figure.
Yeah.
It's just, you can get niche, cool figures you like for a good price.
Obadiah is such a neat figure.
Yeah.
Cody.
It's just
That's
crazy
so
comparing what you could collect in these other sets. You can, right? Oh, be like, oh, I really like the Avengers. Okay, buy them all.
Yeah.
Under $50.
How many times can you do that where you could be like, I want the entire Jedi Council, and you can just buy it?
It'd kill
I want
you.
all the clones.
Well, first they haven't made.
Give me
Star Wars,
Rex,
Star Wars
you know.
hasn't made the entire council, and then if you want
Even
to buy,
the ones that have made.
let's say
them.
you want to buy every Jedi, they're expensive. Kiadi Mundi came in a battle pack, and he's like $12. A battle pack guy.
Yeah. I mean, Egan Kolar, he came in one set ever. He's expensive.
Mm-hmm. It's just there's a premium on the secondary market for Star Wars minifigures that other sets don't have, and we keep harping about minifigures, but it's really minifigures are great to collect because they don't take up a lot of space and they're really cool.
Especially when we make a killer display stand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they
Yeah, it
look
looks
really
great.
good on display.
It's nice to have the full set though.
Yeah, but you don't need it. If it's a play set, like, you don't need that play set.
Mhm.
If it's
No,
in a good
I'm
display
saying in
set.
figs. Like if it's cool to have all the Avengers, like
Oh, yeah.
or like all the
Full
Jedi.
set.
all the Jedi or all the clone commanders.
What would you do about the Batmans? Would you want? Is it worth it to have a full set of all the Batman that they've ever made?
No,
Like from the movies, at least.
I don't
Do
know.
you need it?
I don't think so. I wouldn't
Just
really.
your favorites.
Yeah, whatever you like. What characters you like. But
All right, should we go? Okay, so overall rating.
Marvel overall,
I'm gonna give
very
it
good.
great, fantastic on both.
Marvel might be the number one. If you like Marvel, you might be in the best spot for collecting Legos right now.
Yeah.
Given they have high end that's cool,
18 plus sets too. They're not making garbage play sets.
low end that's cool, medium end like the Quinjet's $100, super cool.
Fantastic price range, good minifig. Yeah. All right. Next on the list, what do you want to go to? Why don't we go to Simpsons?
Yeah. How many more items do we have?
I was just gonna discuss maybe like what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Simpsons.
Okay, we'll end on those two, and then we'll each pick our favorite.
Okay.
So, The Simpsons came out with the Simpsons house a while ago, which is pretty expensive in the aftermarket, but it's really cool. But they also have a full line, two full lines of CMFs that are awesome looking. Like the
Yeah.
Homer figure just looks just like him from the show. It's amazing
identical.
how they did him.
The mold is outstanding. They'll never have to make another mold again.
Yeah, it's just perfect.
I like how how they have a little line there for his gut to show that he has a gut.
I didn't realize
Isn't that really good detail?
That's funny.
Like a little creasing in his shirt.
That is good.
That's why, gosh, it's so important. See, you don't need a lot of, just a little extra detail there makes such a big difference.
Yeah, like no one's like, oh my god, Homer needs side leg printing.
No.
Side leg
no.
printing wouldn't do anything for Homer.
No. But a little crease to show that he has
The
a
crease
gut.
matters.
It's huge. Yeah. I mean, I love how big his eyes are, too. They just nailed him out of the park.
And what's cool is you can collect. They have comic book guy you can collect. The only guys
Apu? Can you get Apu for cheap or no?
Apu. You can. I think Apu's one. Let me hear. I'll pull up the Simpsons CMF line. Okay, yeah, there is two series. There is two series. Okay, yeah, Apu. They have Apu, who looks great. Comic book guy with a really good gut.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's so good.
How much does he go for?
Oh, cheap.
Why don't we have him? We need to buy him. Yeah, that is a must buy. Yeah, I think the
US,
figs.
$4.
Yeah, we need to get them. I think the figs we already know are already at 8+.
Yeah, the figs are A+. The
What-
one thing is you are missing. There's no Mo. I was really hoping we could get a Mo to put in the Cantina, and then there's no Lenny and there's no Carl, who are really good Cantina figures who I wanted.
Yeah.
So
I think the figure is still, I mean, A+, obviously. The detail is on point. It's just fantastic. Sets, on the other hand, I mean, there's no sets to collect.
just one set. It's really
On the
expensive.
aftermarket, it's a
So
portion. So,
A+ for figures because they're affordable, but F for sets because it's expensive on one market. So secondary
yeah.
market.
And then, lastly, do you have any other themes besides Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that we haven't discussed?
Well, you go
What
kind
else
of
would there
niche.
be?
Pirates of the Caribbean. Really cool figures. The Davy Jones figure is incredible. But he's-
That's a custom print, yeah. That prints, I mean, obviously it's a custom print.
Mold.
Or mold, I mean, sorry. Yeah, the tentacles look really good. Yeah, pull it up. Pull it up.
Looks great.
Yeah, fantastic.
But he's like $100 at least.
Yeah.
Black Pearl set is just something else.
Do you think they haven't remade it?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's tough. Pirates of the Caribbean is similar to Lord of the Rings, where they made sets a while ago that are amazing looking, but they're really expensive now in the secondary market. It's kind of has everything the same as Lord of the Rings, except there's no current awesome set like Rivendell out.
It's a shame they don't make another Black Pearl,
Mm-hmm.
right? It seems like
If
it'd
they
be
could
such.
re-release some Pirates of the Caribbean sets, would be awesome.
Yeah,
They're just so cool.
yeah. But I think we already know sets is. I mean, that's like a 1 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
But-
Worse than Lord of the Rings. There's not even one that's out.
Yeah.
So you're just paying
Um,
such a premium for sets.
What about for minifig?
They're really good.
Really good detail. Not as good as Lord of the Rings.
Not as good as Lord of the Rings, and they're not.
How
that
much can you
cheap.
get a good Jack Sparrow for?
Cheap actually, because he came in a lot of sets.
Yeah, pull up a Jack Sparrow real quick.
There's lots that are cheap.
Yeah, let's check it out first before we make a decision. But yeah, it's definitely. It seems like a worse version of Lord of the Rings.
So like a $2, you could buy one.
Yeah, he looks really good.
Under $5, you can get a Jack Sparrow.
Okay. Yeah, it's a similar situation where the figs look amazing, really detailed, really nice molds, really nice prints. But gosh, that Jack Sparrow looks good. It's just not on the same level Lord of the Rings, I don't think. And there's no sets out, so I'd give it a 1 out of 10 for sets. Maybe like a 8 out of 10 for figures. I think the figures look crazy detailed, but they're
What about Indiana Jones?
I'm not very researched on Indiana Jones.
Well, they have that one set out now. You know
Well,
that one set?
yeah.
That's cool.
It's a good set.
It is
I'm not a
sort of-
big Indiana Jones fan.
Mm.
I like Indiana Jones and stuff. I'm not a diehard fan. I'm not gonna watch it every month.
So
Like
you'd
some other
say
people.
not other better things to collect. You're saying?
Yeah. And who do you really want for Indiana Jones? The only person I cared about is Indiana Jones,
Yeah,
and I already have an Indiana Jones figure. So why do I need any more?
I think that's mine.
Or yours, whatever. Yeah. So I'm that's a pass for me. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm actually pretty. I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It's
a lot.
really cool to collect the 4 turtles. They look really. We have 2. It'd be great to get the other 2.
How much is Shredder?
Expensive but cool. Ninja Turtle figures are really neat.
Shredder looks amazing. Yeah. I thought he was expensive.
I think what it comes down to with collecting Legos is, after looking at all these themes, there's a lot of cool figures
Yeah.
across themes.
I think every theme. What theme doesn't have a decent, good figures?
I don't know.
Star Wars has been lacking compared to other themes, honestly. I mean,
Well, it's just the clones are kind of eh.
the clones. The Jedi are amazing, the Sith.
The
Yeah.
Jedi always look good.
Lately they've been lacking on the clones.
They
But
just the clones could be the best.
I
thing
think
ever.
they'll phase out of this, though. And go back to getting rid of Helma Holes.
Okay,
adding
so
waste
wrapping it up,
cubes.
your one theme. So let's say someone they like the MCU, but not as much anymore. They think Lord of the Rings is cool. They like DC. They watch Ninja Turtles when they're growing up. What is the number one theme they should collect? What would you recommend?
I'd probably go Marvel. Marvel the figs are great. They're affordable. There's so many good sets out. The Quinjet for $100 is just amazing. The Daily Bugle, the Avengers Tower, the Sanctum, what's it called,
Sanctum Sanctorum.
Sanctum Sanctorum. I don't think you could beat Marvel right now. It's just top tier. The figs are great and it's affordable.
I'm gonna go with Harry Potter, and it's because to me, Harry Potter is better. The story is better. The
Than
books
Marvel.
are amazing. They're untouchable. Marvel's current track record could really derail and put a bad taste in your mouth the original stuff. So even though the Avengers movie was good, or let's talk about Infinity War. The more you think about Infinity War and Endgame, it's kind of inconsequential what happened, right?
Yeah.
They take them to dust in the end of Infinity War, and the whole first half of Endgame is erasing that. Really, you could just cut out the second half of Infinity War and merge the first half of Infinity War with the end battle of Endgame, and that's kind of the whole story,
It is, yes.
right? So, and then that takes out, and then a lot of things leading up to those movies get squashed, like Civil War, the feud, and because it was all kind of stupid. So there's if you can kind of kill, break it like logically a lot of the Marvel stuff.
The best sets of the Marvel though are I mean Daily Bugle. That's not even a lot of that.
True. Yeah, if you're a collector,
Daily Bugle's not really MCU.
if you're a collector,
It's just Spider-Man.
if you're a collector and you like all these things equally, being a Marvel guy is the best right now. There's
It's
the most
just a
options.
Spider-Man set, and then Avengers Tower. What is it mainly based off of? The first Avengers movie,
Multiple
right?
movies, multiple.
Multiple, but Nick, in the first Avengers, that's when it's really.
The first Avengers is when it's.
That's kind of when it's supposed to. I think. At least.
But they have cuts from Age of Ultron. They have things from Endgame.
They do, but I'm just saying that I associate it with the first Avengers movie. And the first Avengers movie was a great movie.
Yeah. That's fair. Well, I think that wraps it up. Looks like Marvel is the winner of other sets to collect.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any questions on what we think you should collect, let us know, and I can help you find on Bricklink some awesome stuff.
Yep.
Thanks for listening to the pod, and like and subscribe this.